Greetings and salutations. I hope everyone's had a good week. It is Friday, January 12th, 2024. This is CptWoozle back again on a Friday night, staring at code, writing code, talking about code. None. Well, probably just because I really like writing code. So, thank you everyone and anyone who tunes in or watches this stream and or video. I appreciate your time and thank you for showing up. Today is the last day of this trading journal program. So I've made quite a bit of progress. I've really come to enjoy Nest and its functionality. I tried to make this a much more complicated application. So since I'm in the final stages of things, I guess I should do a quick kind of once over of all the pieces of this application, what my plans are for the future with this application, and then I will spend some time testing out the application, and then finally kind of closing the door, doing some updates of the README, that sort of thing. So first of all, for those who have followed along from the very beginning with this particular project, this is a tracking or trading journal for people who do day trading or just stock trading in general. One of the things that we do is we are supposed to journal our trades. Now, it's not necessary or required. No one makes you journal. Generally, people do it as a kind of a way to hold themselves accountable, to be able to track certain things, to be able to use metrics. Now, I'm sure there are lots of people who don't trade, who don't use trading journals, who day trade, or who do trading in general, but it's suggested to kind of do that, and then to kind of use those metrics to kind of help inform your decisions, such as, maybe you are making a series of bad trades, maybe you're picking a stock that is consistently causing you losing trades, but you still pick it. So the idea was to kind of challenge myself to use Nest. This is my second Nest project, to build something a bit more complicated. So here we are. So to kind of start off, we have Nest on the back end, and we're using a bunch of different packages back here. So I'll kind of break down kind of the general gist. We're using Axios. We are using .env to create our environmental variables. We're using MySQL, and we are using SQLize. The rest of the stuff just kind of came with Nest. The general idea behind our application is you're going to have a person, a user, who logs in. From there, they're going to be able to save their trades, and that can be a simple stock or stock option right now, and then ultimately be able to track that information and see a bunch of different metrics for what they've done. Our back end at this particular point pulls in a bunch of different services that we've created. We have our broker module, which controls our brokers that a person can have. There's a variety of different brokers, ranging from things like TD Ameritrade to Vanguard, so forth and so on. We have our journaling module, our user module, of course, user profile, so forth and so on. And we are using a third-party service to pull in data and save it. And then lastly, we have a paginated table configuration, so that as we start adding more and more paginated tables, we have the option of being able to retrieve those paginated tables. For the most part, Nest was pretty good. My challenge this time was to do something a bit more, to do something different than I did last time, which was a very simple, I guess it wasn't as simple, but a fairly simple MongoDB application with Nest. So I decided to do MySQL and use Sequelize to try to speed things up. Now I'm going to continue working on it, but I wanted to kind of do, I guess you could call it it's not called a sprint. There's a term in modern programming, in so you have sprints and I forget what it's called. But I wanted to just kind of do something for a period of time, not get myself kind of burnt out on the project, but work on it, get something completed, be a little bit more complex, and then kind of take a break from it, use it, and then come back and kind of work on it some more. Continuing down the front end pieces, explaining things. We have the front end pieces. I used React. I didn't use Nest or Next.js. Down the road, I might, for another project, use it. But for right now, my next project that is going to be some type of API and front end is going to be C# and Angular. Just because, I wanted to try something out. Though I might do Nest and Angular to see how those two work together. But I don't feel particularly so strong about it. This one, it's a combination of font awesome, material design, Redux toolkit. We have some Bootstrap Axios. We have some charts. We have Lodash, Prettier. We use React Beautiful, drag and drop, React hooked forms, and some pretty neat components. I haven't added any testing to this. I will down the road, but for right now I wanted to kind of keep things fairly simple. I think for the next iteration of this particular project, I will add in some tests, so that I can get more thorough test all the pieces. That way, as I go through and build on new components and pieces in that particular sort, I'll have a good way of being able to say, all right, I've run through all of my unit tests and so forth and so on. And then what I will probably do is build a front end kind of testing engine, probably using something along the lines of Puppeteer or something along those lines to do front end testing, so that I'll have built all of the testing pieces so that I can easily test my application, make sure that all of its features and functionality work. So if I ever decide to deploy it, I have a way of testing it all. And that's me just taking my time with it. So that's kind of where we're at for now. Let's go ahead and run it. And see what we have. VM run start dev. Let's go ahead and get it up and running. And let's open this up. I haven't been on in a couple of days, so my token will have expired. So here we go. This is what we have so far. I think this could be improved look-wise. It's a fairly simple look. I don't have any other pages right now, so I want to probably add some additional pages like an about or a contact. And again, the hope is to kind of build this into an actual working web application that people will actually be able to use. Now I'll have to figure out, scaling and what have you, but I wanted to at least give it a try from kind of start to finish. To kind of test this out, though, I'm going to actually, I have up my little Trello board over here. There it is, CptWoozle. And I have my list of bugs and features, what I'm working on when I'm done. And so let's kind of just start playing around and testing this. We'll spend probably the next kind of hour and 15 kind of testing it out, um, and logging bugs, and then kind of going from there, updating documentation, and then finally kind of closing the book on this project. And then over the weekend, I'll update my Twitch page to show my next project. My next project is going to be very different. It's going to be, like I said, a reverse bullet hell, and I've already started breaking things down. So I'll have bugs, features, what I'm working on, so forth and so on. What I'm going to do differently with my bullet hell program, and probably going forward with all my projects, is I'm going to probably actively keep. I'll probably start actively writing down, breaking down the overall plan, and then from there start breaking down features that I want to tackle, and probably creating, naming schemes, so forth and so on, so that works. But while I'm here, let me investigate. I'll just do a quick lookup, combining Trello and GitHub, so that we can kind of track. Yeah, there we go. I want to integrate my commits. So there's something called GitHub PowerUp. Yeah, let's check it out. So what I'll probably do is start using this as well. And let's see if we can add it to my account workspaces. Hub, Trello. So here you go. Search for power-ups. No, I don't see it here. Trello. Let's take a look. Trello power-ups. Let me do a separate Google search for that. Trello power-ups. And see what we can find. Trello power-ups. GitHub. GitHub power-up, yeah. Let's add this power-up to add it in. Awesome, cool. So now we have that power-up. Let's take a quick read on how that works. Once you attach a pull request to a Trello card, nice. So I'll start using this to kind of track things. And I'll probably start using pull requests to do things rather than just individual. So we'll kind of treat this as if this was an actual project at work, or for a company. So let's go ahead and start here. Let's register. Let's create a decent, let's say, let's call it user@random.com. And we'll just say the password is password. Let's register. It won't let you go anywhere else. What I need to do, and this is a bug, is keep people from leaving welcome page until they save preferences. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. Preferences. And the idea behind that is that, I guess, well, not. In reality, you can click on profile or dashboard or log out without completing this particular step. So I can go to dashboard and it'll just kind of sit here and fail, and I don't want that. So now if I go to log back in again and I go, what is it, user at, what is it, random.com? Password. Wasn't it user? User at, I know the password, I just don't remember the user that I just made. I can always just re-register again, but I'll pull up my database and take a look. Tables, users, fresh. Yeah, user at random.com. No, I did have that. Cool. I guess it didn't complete the registration, which is weird. Password. Yep. Well, I guess we could just kill the user for right now. But that's a little weird that it didn't register. So let's try again. Let's do user at random.com. Password is password. Let's register. And then if we just log out, there it is. So now if we log in, random.com, password. Ooh, it's not finding it. So there's another bug. Registered users cannot log in. So let's try again, and let's actually complete the process this time. So let's do user at random.com, password. Let's also make a card for let's clean up error messages displayed to front end. Let's move this over to a feature because it's not technically a bug, but let's clean you up. Random.net password, and if we register, then let's save these preferences for now. Oh, that's terrible news. Oh, yeah, no, that didn't work at all. It's a bug right there. From welcome screen, user cannot save preferences. All right. Yeah, and now we're running into the fact that there's no trade log because there isn't a trade log. So we're just finding bugs left and right. When a new user is created, the trade log is empty and causes an error. Let's fix that one real quick, actually. Yeah, let's see. Pull over what we get here. Expected character at line 1 of column 1 of JSON. Let's see what data we got back from the trade log. Requests, response. We got nothing? Nothing at all? Okay. We got no response. All right, let's take a look at that. So we register a user. Blah.com. Password. Send. 1000. Send. So now if we come over here to log in, password. All right, well, let's do one at a time. Let's tackle this one. Let's go ahead and tackle the user one. So we are encrypting it. Hey, how's it going? So let's tackle the user issue first. So I'm doing all right. I'm a little tired. Going through and writing bugs and fixing bugs on the application that I wrote. Trying to get it in a reasonable place before I, kind of call the project finished. So we've registered, but now we're failing to find any information. So incorrect username or password. So it looks like we're finding the user, but we're not validating the password correctly. See, there's the user. There's the user ID. Oh, you need my help for what? What can I do for you? Found the user. Let's console.log our user here and see what we can find. Send. Let's take a look at what we get in our terminal. So we found the user. That's the password. And I ran into this before. Okay, what type of game are you? You have a group project and you're supposed to do a game. What type of game? Is there a specific one? We have that, and we have the password. Yeah, I ran into this last time when I was using MySQL. A role-playing game? You mean? I don't know what an RPG is. RPG, sorry. I know what an RPG is. Like a text-based RPG? Like where they follow through and they do various things? We found it. What's an RBG? And let's see if we have that. Let's console log our login data.password. Let's see what that looks like. Anyway, just tell me about the game. What are you running into? Yep, no, that's correct too. At least I think that's correct. Yep, password's correct. And we ran into this problem last time with the validation. Where something like that is very complicated and complex. Mario is not a simple game. It takes a bunch of time and energy and effort to create something like that. And you'd probably, there are a couple libraries that you could use, but I would probably lean towards something else unless you have quite a bit of time on your hands. Compare sync. Let's modify this to console.log some stuff. And I wonder. And what's weird is that this works with an existing user, but it doesn't work with a new user. And then finally, let's see what happens when we do this. Let's create an encrypted password here. Like 2 villages, and before we get to the other village, we have to try to fight in order to get to the other, and our goal is to beat the boss. Right, I see. All right, I mean... Uh-huh. All right. Again, I would, I mean, I don't, it depends on what language you're using. There's a lot of, I think, questions and factors. The story, um, in what way? I don't know if I'm really much of a storyteller. Programmer, perhaps, but, oh, well, I mean, Unity's a really good framework and a really good engine. So, I think you'll be perfectly fine in Unity. Um, let's do this. Let's encrypt the new password with our salt. Let's see what we get when we do this. We help. I mean, again, I can try, but again, I'm by no means a storyteller. Like I said, programmer maybe, but I'm not much of a storyteller. But I can try. Like, I don't mind. I just don't know how much I'll be able to offer you. I mean, if you're just doing that, uh, I would probably lean on something like a ChatGPT to kind of give you a base, a starting point, and then hit up. Like, most of your RPGs and your Marios are based around your traditional story tropes. You know, something happens somewhere, and a hero is needed, and that hero comes from outside of that area. That's the general gist of that story. It's done in, the Japanese. What is it? Is it isekai? Um, and a variety of others. So generally, that's kind of the trope that people go with. Even in, like, I guess, Baldur's Gate and many others, is somewhere in the world there is some trouble, some villain, something, and hero needs to appear to save the day, and usually does. And um usually, we get a little tired of that direct trope, and usually kind of vary it up. So, we change the characters, we make them overpowered, we, you know, make them weaker, stronger, make them overcome challenges. And in from there comes a bunch of other additional tropes. Like, I think one of them is called, like, the hero's journey is a classic one where, you know, person who is hero or is supposed to be hero must overcome a series of challenges causing them to grow and improve, and go through things in order to beat the final boss. Classic trope. So, I mean, I think it's just a matter of figuring out what storyline you want to give, and more than likely for a game, most people aren't going to care past a point, for uh, what the story is. Usually there's the gameplay. Yeah, like, so here you can look up classic story tropes. The chosen one is the one that I think I just, the love triangle, the friends, the stuck together, the reluctant hero, ancient secrets. So, like, you have a bunch of different tropes that you can go along with to kind of base your story on. Um, and again, like I said, I don't know how much it's really going to matter, since for the project the focus is the game itself. So, um, I think it's going to be a matter of what you and your team decide to do. Uh, and it's just kind of, I mean, you could even, if you really wanted to, you could take all of these, put them inside of a random generator, and just have it generate one of many for for you, and go from there. Um, and again, vary it for for whatever your needs are, if you will. So like if you're sitting down here and you want to change the gender, skin color, area, location, there's a variety, pick something at random that you want to change. Then decide from there to be like, I want to do a forbidden love or a quest. It's like, the problem is that it's tougher from people outside to, I think, have much of a say. I'm a pretty chill individual, so I think it's tough for people to kind of have a say on the outside. You can kind of take a poll of people. I think that would work, but at one particular point, like, I'm kind of disconnected from the project to have but so much. I can like totally come up with something off the top of my head, but I don't know how good it would be. Um, so start password. Um, but I mean, I'm happy to, I would say, like I said, pick one of the classic movie tropes, not movie tropes, story tropes. Yeah, sure. W1. Then we fight in the battlefield. One, I would probably strongly suggest that you move away from calling the character Mario. Um, it's you probably want to move away from that and come up with a unique name for your character. And as for Battlefield, um, if you're doing a classic RPG, the classic RPG stuff is usually very. It's usually pretty simple and straightforward for most RPGs. It is usually some small thing happens, causing the hero to go on a journey, and while they're going on that journey, find that there is something bigger or nefarious going on. Your Final Fantasy VII is, there is a thing that happens, and as you're diving into the thing that happens, you find that there's a larger thing that happens, and you choose to involve yourself in that. So your character in this particular point would probably start the journey for something small, ranging from, and again, this is your classic, chosen one. You could make them more reluctant. So like they don't really want to go anywhere. Maybe they're training in their village. Maybe their friends wanted to do something. Like, there's a lot of different directions that you can go with this. Hmm. I don't. I don't know. I think the question is you have the game, and you have like the village and the two villages and the boss, but like, I think your team and you need to come up with a real reason as to why. That would, I think, be the where you want to kind of poke at with your journey. So like, does he do it for love, or he or she do it for love because their friends were kidnapped, because their friends are going on a journey? Um, so I without knowing, and I mean, these are just all just decisions that you make as a team. Is, all right, I really want to do, and part of the reason why I say team is because usually people have a preference. So me coming up with something is fine. So for instance, I'm a big fan of what is known in anime and movies and comics as the overpowered protagonists. I specifically like some, not all, some of the Japanese representations of the overpowered protagonist, where the character is overpowered but humble about it in a way that they aren't trying to conquer the world or be terrible people or beat people up or so forth and so on. So that's the particular fan of genre that I like. So very often the main character is brought over from another world, given some type of overpowered power, or is given and or chooses to um, some overpowered power, or they train very hard to get it, or the character is born in that world, uh, is inspired by something like one of the classic ones, I guess, now that happen is the main character um, joins a another group of people. That group of people kicks them out because they're quote unquote useless. In doing so, they either find their own power or find some other type of external power that makes them overpowered, and they go about trying to live their lives the best that they can, usually to great success because they've been given a great power. But I like those stories, even though I know that they're repetitive. Um, but they do get old, and so you can have that be a thing. Have your character be somebody that was given some power from through birth or what have you, and then um, there are a lot of reasons. I guess your classic story could be something along the lines of um, character was adventuring with friends. Friends kicked them out of party um, when they got and left them for dead in some dungeon somewhere. And you can either go for the revenge route, which is, I'm always a fan of that. Not like gruesome revenge, but I'm always a fan of the revenge route. But you don't have to do that. You could just say simply, the kidnapped girl is one. So main character got left for dead in dungeon, and their friends ended up, their one friend who turned evil ended up kidnapping the other members of the party. So after getting some type of power, they, fight off some bandits in one village in order to, travel to another village, find out that their friends are really being held by the boss, and then go to the boss's territory. Like, there's a lot of different approaches. I mean, that's one. Not everyone likes that approach. You could do the much, again, simpler and straightforward one of the reluctant hero. They don't really want to be a hero, but um, the local duke is threatening to burn down their village unless they go and bring them some treasure from somewhere. Your character gets that treasure. We don't necessarily say how, but the duke's men try to stop them or duke's people try to stop them at one village and then another village, of course, with varying difficulties, and then finally they have to defeat the duke, who really didn't want the money in the first place, but really wanted to own the land that the village is on. So, like, you have a bunch of different approaches there. It's gonna, I think, come down to just preferences. Um, so let's see. Um, this has been a bug. I ran into this bug last time. So let's compare found user side. Yeah. I don't know if that helps you at all, but was to hash the password and then compare it. So if no user return, you hash it, user password to the hash. Oh, so we have to use the exact same salt. Um, yeah, that's going to be interesting. So, hash sync 10. I guess just lock that down. I didn't copy. I don't think that's going to work. I guess it's all right. Data hash. However, the will work. Hmm. Database column is large enough. Any workaround? Save one user. Da, da, da. I observed that I was storing the password in a designated column with the character length smaller. Now hold on a second. That can't be the case. It's massive. No, it fits just fine. Let's take a look at the size of this column. Yeah, 255 characters is more than enough. So that's not it. Password. No. No. Not hashing. Yeah. Yeah, compare sync is always returning false. Yeah, let's just use straight compare. Turn await bcrypt dot compare. Sync. Okay. Uh, let's see if that does what I hope it will do. Const await const valid password equals wait found user dot password validate boolean if not valid. Let's see if that works. Let's send. Nope. Um. Hmm. Hmm. So let's take away you. Let's take away you. Yeah, let's do that. There's my password. Login data dot. So found user dot password. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. So we're using bcrypt, right? Not bcrypt.js. Da, 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 da. I'm using bcrypt, not bcrypt.js. Let's double check. Yeah, no. It returns null when I wrapped it inside the object. I had the same, but mine didn't salt code. My problem was that I had some users whose passwords were uninitialized, so no salt, and had been generated. And it was the bcrypt.compare function that was failing, was trying to compare to null. Let's see if maybe that's what's going on. Before create, before save. So let's see what's going on here. Let's console.log the salt and console.log instance.password. So what that seemed to suggest here is that sometimes the salt that's being generated is not right, and therefore it's not generating the rest of the information correctly. Let's register another user. Let's do blah1 and the password, send. There's my salt. There's the password. So let's see if you work now. No, you do not. Why don't you work? Blah one. Yeah, no, you just don't work. But I've tested my salt. That's weird. That's a different. Wait, what? Wait, what? Why is the password already there? Am I hashing the password twice? That's the create. I wonder if it's salt password. Okay. So I wonder if that will work. Okay. Wait, hold on. This is part of login, but we're not logging in. And da da da. Let's see if that worked. Blah 2. You still saved. So is it running before save again? Log. This ran too. Let's see if that's running as well. Because I thought that was only running on. Yep, Nope, I think I see what's happening. So I'm hashing it, and then I'm hashing it again. So I think I only need to do one hash. And then, let's see, blah 4. And then if we save that same blah 4, model not found. Well, oh yeah, that's gonna happen. So that's better. So I was hashing 2 times. That fixed that. So that cleans that up. Next, we try to see if the user profile exists, and the model isn't found. Check if profile exists. Find user profile. Model not found. If there's no model, throw. Do we really want to throw here? I don't think that's the best approach. I think I'm just going to directly interact with the user profile. Yeah, let's directly interact with the user profile. So I'm going to change this up, similar to trade. Let's come over here to service. All right. So we'll do private read only user profile model. It's going to be a type of user profile, and ahead of you, nope. And then above you, we need to add inject model user profile. And then over here inside of our project on the module, you get to take you out and do entities user and user profile. Let's import from you. And then in our service, let's take away this user profile service. I think I'm only using it in one spot. And then down here, so check if the profile exists. Consts, yeah, we'll do this. User profile is equal to await this dot user profile model dot find one where user ID where user ID equals email? No, equal user email is going to be found user dot user ID. Then check it. There we go. So that should fix that, but it doesn't. That's what I forgot. I should put some question marks in here for a Boolean. There it is. Has user profile is false. Nice, 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 nice. So that solves one problem. Let's clean up our users first. Let's take you, test 4. Let's clean up a bunch of these. We'll leave in our test 1, and let's delete. Yeah. Let's take you, and delete you. So that should clean things up. Let's go back to our front end. Close you down. Let's log out. Let's register again. So we'll do user@random.com. And then we'll just put in password. We'll register. We save preferences. And then this is because we don't have any trades. So let's see what happens. So register user. Let's log in this user. And let's try to get the trades. And it's empty, which is what we want. It should come back as empty. So let's take a look at what I'm messing up on my trade slice.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Cool. Store, slice, trade slice. So on trade slice.js. Okay, excuse me. Trade slice. Delete, create, get trades. There it is. Let's put a debugger in here. Let's see what's going on. We don't even get there. Let's double check. Do we have an R inspect window open? We do. Let's run that again. Nope, we don't even get there. Is it this? It's because of that. Let's see. Nope. So we don't get here. So that means there's something going on with our actions. Get trades. Paginated table. Thunk. Let's see. Well, let's check what our endpoint is.
Get trade data.
If page and limit is null, get it from the state. And so, are we failing here? Let's just put a debugger in here. And let's see what happens. Come back over here. Refresh. Create extra reducers. Character line 1 of the JSON data. Something's failing, and I'm not sure where at just yet. So we're not failing here. Let's put a debugger up here and see where we're failing. Well, we're not failing even here. Let's try a couple other spots. No. Where are we failing? Let's see if we do an inspect and take a look at our console. What's going on here? Trade slice. Get table configuration. Oh, we're trying to read the table config before it's been set up. So trade slice.
Oh boy.
Network. Where is this? Console. This is in get table config reducer. So we get table config reducer. This is right here at column visibility. Equals, let's put a debugger in here and see what we get. So action.payload or let's see if we can find out what we do. When JSON parse fails. That's, I love how they're just like, just make sure that you have good JSON. That great. If we always could guarantee that. Hopefully this will be nice. How to handle the invalid JSON parse error properly. If I like that. I like that. The try catch block. Yeah, let's do that. We'll hold on. Oh, yeah, no, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Because that way I can keep my kind of ternary statements. Let's do this. Yeah. So column visibility is going to be equal to JSON parse this and return JSON parse dot value or return this. And we can do the same thing for our same thing for down here. So this is really nice. I like that. So we'll JSON.parse, which we do already. Let me just rewrite this. So we'll come down here and say columns columns order is going to be equal to, and place all this. So we'll copy you JSON.parse action.payload. Wait, no, here. This is all we want. That, 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 and then if it fails, return this. That should fix you. So actions. Fine. Let's break this once more. Still being troublesome. Let's take a look and see what's going on. Let's try this. I was really hoping that would work. Nope. Let's look at what the other approaches are. I can just wrap it in a try catch. I was really hoping to not have to do that though. Try catch parse with a JSON.parse. Yep. And it's still the same thing, I think. So let's just try with one thing. Let's do column visibility. Let's start with that. And see if this approach will work. Yeah. Let's do cviz object. And whether it'll still be grumpy about it. And then I don't really want to do anything. I guess I could do if not instance of. Yeah. Oh, I know what I want to do. If that, then I can just do this. I'll use another ternary statement here. Column visibility is going to be equal to, if it's an object of that, then it's going to be equal to you, or, wait, what? No, that's not what I said. I guess I did actually say that. Or CV object. Yeah, there we go. What are you grumpy about? If, all right. Let's see if that works. Clown shoes. Let's see if it's the same error. Yeah, you are. All right. Okay. Let's do this then. Um, uh, um,
Column visibility equal
let's set it by default to this. Try. We'll try this. Otherwise, try catch. We don't do anything with it because we know why. And let's see. Console.log. Let's see if we can come up with another way of writing this.
ChatGPT and ask.
Let's look at ChatGPT and ask. I guess we could do that. Now let's see if that works. We'll save you, refresh you, and inspect. Yep, no, that worked. So we're going to do the same thing down below. I don't like this try-catch way of doing it because I feel like now it's just kind of dangling out there.
But, excuse me, it does work.
Column order, JSON.parse. Otherwise, it's equal to this. Cool, cool, cool. Do we save columns order? I could have swore we did. Let's go ahead and look at my git compare with branch main origin. Yep, I completely got rid of my local storage piece. There we go. Let's refresh and see what it looks like. Nice. But there's no trade logs. So let's go ahead and fix that too. Pages, dashboard, sections, trade log. We only display things when they are. So if we're not loading,
We leave the buttons.
let's see if that works. Yeah, there we go. So now we can add trades, so forth and so on. And voila. And let's go ahead and write all of this, save it all real quick. Because I want to leave some time for documentation. Git commit-m, fix some glaringly big bugs. Git push. So let's start things up again. And go from here. All right. So, we don't have any gains. Let's add a trade. Let's say we did AMD. Strike price of 500. Expiration date today. Option type. We'll do a put. I don't have any brokers. Save the trade. It won't let me save the trade. I think a neat feature. Let's add one. Let's not get too far away from what our goal of this session was. I fixed this already. Registered user cannot log in. I fixed that already. Got to look at that. For broker boxes, for broker drop down on trade page, display help tooltip. So just when you hover over or when you go to look at broker, it'll explain that you need to go and add this under user preferences. Add a pop-up that lets people know when you delete a broker, it deletes all the trades. trades, trade export. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. So let's go ahead and add a trade, see what this ultimately looks like. We'll pick AMD. Sell price of 500, which clearly is wrong. 12 call. We don't have a broker. That's what I needed to do. Brokers have been added. We don't want to change password. Let's go back to our dashboard. Let's try this again. AMD strike price 475 and 12 call broker Robinhood buy date sell price we did 750 sold for 850 quantity let's say 20.
Nice.
Yeah. No. Ooh, there's a bug. Yeah, that's a bug. When refreshing an empty chart, it stays loading. Still doing it though? No. I guess it tried once and then let it go. I gotta look into this bug. This is a bug. Let's log it. Um, um, trade. Getting this warning when adding a trade. From the dashboard, when refreshing an empty chart, Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over the next couple of weeks is start using it, just playing around with it a little bit every day, uh, and seeing what happens. One of the things I want to do is take away the max number of rows per page from to this that. Um, Nothing else comes to mind at the moment, but it will over the next couple of weeks. Let's go ahead and log out for now. Yeah, let's close that out for now. And then, so we have a few items that we'll expand upon. And as we tackle them, we'll start creating branches from here. So this will be our base repo that we'll work off of. And I think that's it to kind of start off. From here, like I said, we'll start creating branches, going from there, tying them to specific Trello boards and what have you. And let's start updating some of our documentation, and then we'll call it a night. So let's come back over here to the database. over to a different window so that I can just double check everything. All right, let's take a look. So we have our users table. We have a user profiles table. Trades table. ID. Blah, 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 blah. I forgot my journal ID. Journal ID, and it's going to be a type of GUID. That's it. We, instead of calling you options, we called you stock options. All right. We got journals already. Exchanges and brokers. What we don't have is the new paginated table type. So we'll add you and down here. Paginated table configs. Go in here, columns order, column visibility. Config ID, sort columns, table name, and user ID. So column config ID is going to be a GUID. Your text. Columns order is text. Sort columns is text. And you're going to be able to type string. All right, cool. So that updates that. I have a general explanation about the trade journal. Let's document all of the libraries that I'm using. We'll push all this up and we will call it a day from there. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll leave this as the open source version, and then I'll clone this project into another one that I will use as kind of like my private project, because I'm going to start adding in some additional features that are kind of going to be private. I'll still stream them, but it'll be private as I start to use some technologies. So, where was I? Book form. Let's see. Over here to the right. Come on. All right, that works. And then back end. So, okay. Equalize. Axios arctics. Math equal to. Okay. No, I think it's all right here. Now the front end has a bunch more. Okay. Okay. Let's start documenting some of this. Um, we'll do material design, material UI. React router. Ear. React beautiful. Drag and drop. Lodash. And Chart.js. We'll do that. We'll say Lodash. And then React Chart. JS. And let's create connections to all of this stuff. So, let's do Material UI. React Material UI. And then React Router. Let's do that one, which is you. React Beautiful D&D. Lodash. All right. And then finally, we'll put in React Chart.js. Yeah, okay. So I think that finishes us off for right now. Let's do a git add. Commit-m. We updated the README. Finished. Version 1.0. We'll do a git push. Awesome. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much for bearing with me while I built this particular application. From here, I'm going to try to, like I said, build something in P5 Play. I decided not to go, like, one day I guess I should try to build something with Unity. I don't know how I feel about Unity as a whole. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Unity as a whole. I want to try P5 Play first. But I admit it's just because I feel very comfortable in JavaScript. Though I feel okay in C Sharp, I think I should feel a lot more comfortable. So I'll probably do another project not too long from now. And actually, I'll put it as my project after the Angular C Sharp one. I will do a project in Unity. I don't know what though, but certainly I'll give it a try. Yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have anything else for right now. This has all been pushed up. For those who are interested, it's available on my GitHub. It's open source. And we'll start looking at P5 Play and how to build a reverse bullet hell if you want. So I'm totally about to fall asleep in this chair. All right. I'm going to call it an evening for right now. I'm going to go to bed early, which, I mean, it's real early. But I will be back on Monday. What day is Monday? Let's look at the calendar and see. I will be back on Monday, January 15th. It's Martin Luther King Day. Um, but I will be back on Monday, January 15th from 8 till 10. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in today and being patient with me as I finished this project. Um, yeah, no, it's been a fun journey. ChTWoozle, I hope you got are able to figure out something for your story. Um, like I said, there's just so many tropes. I think your best bet is to find something that you like, because everyone has some. I feel like some strong preferences about how they like their stories to go. So if you really don't care, just have like ChatGPT write something for you. But if you do care, then I would say, spend some time and work on it. Storyline is always, I think it's an important piece to some people, but some people just want to kind of play the game. Um, anyway, thank you again for tuning in. Like I said, have a great day, a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. This is CptWoozle. It is 9:32 p.m. on Friday, January 12th, 2024. I am signing off for the evening. Have a great day, great weekend. Take care and be safe.